What's up, guys? Welcome to the weekly video where I try to combine the news, the macroeconomic data, and the technical to predict the general market movement for the week ahead. So, last week we had a pretty shitty week, I have to say, but I don't think we're going to get any better this week. I believe the movement going to continue based on some of the stuff we're going to look at. So right now, let's just get into the economic data, economic calendar. Okay, so this week I think nothing really special, except the Fed Chair Powell testimony. We're going to have them on Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm not sure what's going to go on there because right now, based on last week, Powell kind of like put himself in the corner right now. He kind of like basically giving up. He decided not to be proactive anymore, but at this point kind of reactive to the data. So whatever the next CPI come out and whatever the market price in, he gonna has to go with it. So at this point, I think he kind of set himself in a corner right now for this testimony to not. He can't say anything at this point. I think he can only scoot up at this point because he already put himself in a corner. So hopefully he won't. I mean, they're not going to try to pry him, and he might say, recession is inevitable, and that could crash the market here. So I don't see this as a good thing for the week. So this is going to be the highlight of the week, and then we have on Monday it's a holiday, so we don't have anything, and then Tuesday existing home sale. I mean, this already priced in, and then we also have Fed Balkan's speech. So that's one. I mean, I'm not sure how much of the market move they're going to be because we're going to have Powell on Wednesday and Thursday. And then we have the PMI, home sale, Michigan's consumer sentiment, nothing much. And then the following week, we don't have much special either. We have the PCE, the price index. I'm not sure how much it's going to move because the CPI did already move the market based on the Fed that they believe they follow this number better than the CPI. That's the only thing. But at this point, I'm not sure that's going to move the market. So basically, next week, nothing much on the bucket for the economic calendar. But like the following week, I think we have the monthly employment, and then the week after that, we have the CPI, and then we have the Fed minute, and then the GDP for last quarter. So I mean, within a month from now, we're going to have a lot of data to pack in, and those going to move the market. But at this point right now, since we don't have any data, I believe we might just start to dripping down. Either the market might go sideways or like make a small bounce and then continue the downtrend. Okay, so basically that, and then the next thing we're going to look at is the earning. At this point, I think this earning we don't have a lot on it at all. What stand out is the I believe we're going to have the Darden restaurant. That's going to be consumer spending and how the restaurant business is doing. At this point, I think there's a lot of cutback now. After the gas reached $5, people are basically cutting back, and they very become frugal on their spending right now because the coffee place I went to, I believe they lost at least 30% of business, and a lot of other restaurants is also losing business too, like minimum 30%. I have to say that. So I don't think Darden going to do good, and that might, if they come out and guide lower, that's going to drive the market down. So this, I think, is the market movement. Lennar and KB Home, I mean, at this point we know they're probably not going to do well, but depend on the guidance. So at this point, Monday is nothing, and then we have Tuesday morning we have Leonard, and then afternoon we have the Lazy Boy. I don't think that's going to be a big thing. Wednesday, Winnebago. This is questionable. They're supposed to do bad, but Thor, one of the similar company, they did actually pretty well. But the thing is, they did well. However, the stock did not move that much. So they pop up the first day, and then they move down following day afterwards. So I think this, if they do well, that's going to be the same thing. They might pop on the first day, and then next couple of days, it's going to just start to come down again. So be careful on that one. And then KB Home on the afternoon on Wednesday, and Thursday we have Darden Restaurant, Rite Aid. This I should have just taken this out. It's not really important of a company. And then we'll have FedEx. I think this is also important. I should have make that red. At this point right now, I'm not sure how FedEx is going to do. They just came out and increased the dividend, and then the stock pop up. But once we look at the technical, we will go into that in the technical part section of the video. We want to talk more into depth with that. And then we have the SWBI, and we have is it BlackBerry, I believe, and then Friday we have the Carnival, and then CarMax. All right, so those basically are the main thing. And then these, I mean, this, the uncertainty, this is more long term. I decided not to go over these anymore because it's kind of lengthy and it's kind of redundant. So at this point, anything in blue or new, so at this point right now, what important right now I think is Bitcoin. They just dropped down again to 17. I think right now Bitcoin might be the leading indicator as risk off to the market, because that's where most of the money are, right? The retail investor, and if they are not having money here, they might not able to drive up the market. So right now, I believe this is indication the market probably will go lower. All right, so just so you know. So basically, that is the news and the economic data for the week. Let's go to the chart. Okay, so this is the SPY. Okay, at this point on Friday, we kind of like close right in between. Right, we had this undetermined doji here on Friday, but we did drip down, quite a bit, and we have a couple gap here, which I believe I thought we are gonna fill the gap on this day, but we didn't. We just dripped much lower. So at this point right now, I believe, right, if you take a look at this larger view here, I think we're going to start dripping. The next target right now is going to be like maybe 360, and then to the 200-day moving average on a weekly chart here, and then ultimately I believe we will visit the top of the before COVID 2020. All right, so that's going to be about 340, right? So let me take a look at this way, and then let's just take a monthly chart here. We just drip down here, but the volume is not that high. Look, we're still on the uptrend no matter what, right? From 2008 here, we still, so right now, I mean, if anything, worst case scenario, we visit all the way down to maybe 300. All right, worst case scenario, but that can happen. I don't want to scare you, but let's see. I have a, at this point right now, look at this, right? So we might do this ABC pattern, like A, B, C, and then D, right? And then look at my calculation here, right? So right here is the top of that, around 460, right? Let me see here. So 460, and then this part right here is 380, right? So basically 80 from here to here is $80, right? And then you move up here, I just say 420, subtract 80, that's come out around 340. So that's, I guess, if you do that, measure move things, target is 340 in the long run. I believe we're gonna reach there after by the end of July, because all that data coming out, and I believe inflation this month, this month going to be even higher than 8.6, and I think that's going to like cost Fed has to raise, and then that Fed is not no longer under control at this point, so they basically have to force into what the market is pricing in, and maybe another 1%, another 0.75 or even higher 1%, and that's going to tank the market, and that I believe that's a reason we're going to reach to 340. All right, so that's what I'm thinking at this point. So right now, I don't see, if we do move up at this point, this is going to be the resistance. I don't see right now any news to come out to boost this market up, but I mean, you never know. There's possibly, they could make up any reason. The market does what the market does, we have no control over it. I could only estimate and say the ranges. So at this point, if it do bounce up, maybe 380 is going to be, because this is going to be the resistance. I don't think they're going to fill these two gap at all. Most likely, but a possibility, but I don't think they will. But the downside, I think at this point has more, because by one, like by 3 weeks from now, we're going to have a lot of significant data coming out, and I don't think anyone would want to come in and front run those data. So they're either going to just go sideways, go sideways between here, and then just once the data come out, if it's bad, they're going to move down, or if it's good, they're going to move up. So that's what I see as a SPY at this point. Okay, very similarly to the QQQ. Nothing much looking here, so basically it's moved down. These formation look very bullish, right? This is a falling wedge, right? But this thing still in the downtrend here. So if anything, if they do move up, to be honest, at this point right now, I believe this is going to be the target right here if it do move up. But I think it's going to start dripping down. Yeah, I didn't talk about that, huh? Let's go back here. Let's see. I believe we're going to start to make a waterfall. This doesn't look like, it starts to look like a waterfall, right? If we start just dripping, it's already start to look like a waterfall. So just so you know, like we make, one lower low, one lower low, two lower low. I could say this 3, but two. But then after that, we're gonna start dripping, and that's what I believe. We're gonna make a waterfall, and that's where we're gonna just cascade all the way down to 340. That's what I'm assuming by the end of next month. All right, so just so you know. All right, so let's maybe get back to the QQQ here. I don't think it's any different here. At this point, target is going to be the 200-day moving average on a weekly chart, and 61% is coordinate right around that area. So maybe 270, 260. Okay, so I think that's going to be the area we want to reach, but eventually I think we all go all the way down here, man. Probably the top of the COVID high. All right, so look the way it dripped right now. So that's a NASDAQ. Look at this volume come down at this point. This volume come here, huge volume. All right, and then it consolidate, and now it just start moving again. Look at this moving volume here. It start to increase as it break down to a lower low. Just so you see. All right, and then this is the monthly chart. Okay, so I mean we still on the uptrend no matter what, right? Even we go down to like 300 on this one. All right, next we have the Dow Jones. Okay, this is the monthly chart. We are still very high up, in the monthly chart here. Uptrend is still intact, greatly intact. And this is a weekly chart here. As you could see, we put in the distribution here. There's like a whole year, right? Nearly a year, and then we start to breaking down now. And the thing is, we only retrace about 38%. That's to the top. We already at the top of the 20 prior COVID high, right? We are at the top. So the Dow may signal that where we're going to head it, right? For all the others averages, and then we basically we are at the 200-day moving average here on the weekly chart. So just so you know, we are dripping, but the Dow was for last week did make a low here, and then right now make a support. So we will see how it goes, but at this point, the downtrend continue. All right. Alright, IWM, same situation. We did fill this gap here. We did have a gap. Okay, this is the gap. Even on the weekly chart, there's a gap. It's significant. So we did fill that. I did say if you watch the previous video, we will try to fill that gap, and we did at this point. So I mean, the downtrend is going to continue, and then I believe, like I say, we're gonna start dripping like a waterfall straight. And this point, I didn't really do a full analysis to this, but if anything, we might hit 150. 160 gonna be first, and then 150. This area right here, this whole area, this gonna be some support area, right? So that's how I want to see the IWM. So right now, IWM is kind of signaling, we go below the 200-day moving average high, and plus, it's the most sensitive. Like, it's the small cap company is more sensitive to increase in interest rate, right? So that right now it is kind of signaling that. All right. Just so you know. All right, and then we have transportation here. Transportation broke down. I mean, not that significant. It's very similar to other markets. Volume did come up as high, and let's pull out here on the general look. It put in when it broke this top right here like a month ago. I say that's it for the Dow Jones Transportation, and then it's broke this uptrend line here. So at this moment, we are crippling down, and the next at the 200-day moving average, okay, and then after that, I guess this support level right here. So that's where we're going, because a diesel price increase, that's gonna affect everything. All transportation. I don't see the way to get out of that, because right now that's still a problem. Unless we have some resolution on the Ukraine war, and that might be some relief here. Well, I think oil still have another leg up, and then once that due, I think by basically by the winter time, I think they're going to have some resolution on the war, because at that point Europe going to need a lot of natural gas and oil, for the winter, and they have to do something. All right, so basically the TOT here is drip make a new low at this point. I not sure they're going to make another low here, but it did bounce up, a decent bounce up too, right? But it bounced right to this resistance level here. So it might at this point depend if if they're going to start to price in the recession risk, then I guess we're gonna bounce up higher or not, because the CPI do come out again, right? And then this could reflect on interest rate increase, then this gonna go lower. So at this point right now, it's kind of undetermined. But look at the weekly chart here. We are making a lower low here. So next target, I mean, at this point, possibly if we do drift lower, this is going to be around $100. All right. Let's take a monthly chart look here. Look, it's right at this support right now. This is a monthly chart. So it's kind of broke this support a little bit, but until the month is over, then we find out we might bounce all the way back up. So at this point is testing right now this long-term uptrend support for the TOT here. But if not, we go back to 2008 here, man, this could be much lower, and we will see about that one, right? So that gonna depend. And the next one is junk bond. Junk bond kind of pricing in, it has moved back down really significantly last week, and then I think it might drip lower here. It might make a waterfall. It's consolidated right now under this, this trend line. It was a support, now it become resistant. I think it's gonna drift, and something is basically, I believe, is breaking at this level with the junk bond, with all this the yield is like highly increased. Something gonna happen as this continue, because I think once the tides go out, the saying, once the tide go out, you're gonna find out who's swimming naked, right? So that's the thing with that. All right, and next we have the dollar here. The dollar is kind of still strong. I mean, it make a high here with decent volume, not higher than this peak here, so which is kind of significant. I do like that. The pullback, I mean, it is heavy volume, but we bounce back right away. So I think we have another leg higher, because the thing is, I believe this is going to be signaling the recession. Look at that monthly chart volume before the recession right here. That jump up. This one, the $2,000 jump up, safety trade, right? People pile in the dollar, and then after that you could short it. But right now, this is where I'm seeing another leg higher for the dollar. All right. Since we have a higher yield on the bond, and then high dollar, I think going to put a lot of pressure on gold. Until right now, it is online support right now. It's still on the uptrend. It's holding this trend line, but I don't see a significant risk to move up yet until the dollar drop, or the yield start to go down again. And then silver, the uptrend is already broken. I'm not going to talk about that. And then they have some industrial use, and industrial right now, I think that's going to go to shit if we do go into recession. Oil here is still in an uptrend. It's kind of like, because all this pressure talk from the Biden administration, it's kind of pushed the oil down for last week. Okay, so at this point, I still believe we're gonna move up. Okay, because we consult all the way this way, and we have no resolution yet, and demand for the summer month is still high here. So I think we're gonna make another higher. Okay, because right now, look at the uptrend on the weekly. We are still good uptrend unless we pull all the way down here. All right, so I think we probably gonna have a higher leg, and then you watch my video. This I talk about that every week. It's right. The trend is still intact right now to move up. All right, the VIX here. I mean, at this point, sideways. I believe it's waiting to make a high here. It will probably within this next 3 weeks, probably 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so that's something maybe you could play here. You know what? I might good advice for me. I want to do that. No advice. That's not a financial advice. Okay, I'm sorry. This I'm just talking. And then this is Europe. It make a low here. Okay, and the thing is, usually it make a low and it bounce back right away. But it didn't. So it stay low here. So this is a problem. So that means it's gonna go lower. Okay, this fallout break here, this caused a lot of problem. A lot of people piling here. So this is real bull trap because it broke out this downtrend line. So people thought this shit gonna move, and now it moved all the way down here. I think once it broke, when it's go down to the low, it's gonna pull a lot of things down. So right now, next target is about 33, and then man, we go below that, we're gonna have a drip. So right, like I said, look at this, right? This is a bull flag in general. Not bull flag, I'm sorry, bear flag, right? And then we're gonna move from up here, measure move, probably at least $30 minimum $30. All right, so that's, you could see that that's the Europe. All right, and then we'll go to Microsoft. I'm going to just quickly go over this. I mean, they all look nearly the same with the general market at this point. So right now, I think they might drip thing. Make a low here, and we'll see. Right now, a short-term uptrend is still intact, but it is in the at the precipice of a precarious situation right now. Okay, but the monthly, I think is way, the uptrend is way up there. But right now, I think we might, like I say, if the market goes, so does Microsoft. All right. Google, on the other hand, I believe is actually stronger. It did not make a low here, so that's one thing. So we will see how this gonna move, because it did make a high here too. It was strong for some reason. I'm not sure what was the reason, but right now that's something off the it's kind of the diversion at this point. But there is a gap here. Most likely, I think that's gonna fill the gap. Oh yeah, it has a split, right? It hasn't split yet, so it might move up prior to the split, just like Amazon, and then crap down. So that's something, that's an idea for a play, right? So find out when the split's gonna be. Here go the split. Split is gonna be on July 18. So maybe you could set it up for the bounce up and then break down. So that might be the reason why it is stronger than the other tech stock. Okay, Apple here, I mean, I have a short position on Apple. I think I'm gonna put more short position in because the other short position was a long term. I shorted right here if you watch my video about Apple. Okay, and then it moved back up here. I didn't short because I wasn't sure what the CPI gonna do, but I should have piled in more short at this point when this broke this level. So at this point right now, I mean, I'm not sure that Apple gonna bounce. There's more headwind for Apple at this moment. All right, and it broke the short-term uptrend line here. You can see, and then now it's staying in the downturn. All right, so at this point right now, oh look, that's my position. I should turn that off. Where is that position? All right. So so right now, I mean, most likely target-wise, that's the next level is 116. All right, and then if we drifting 110, easy. All right. And then look at the long-term trend. Long-term trend is still intact, even if we move all the way down to $100. Okay, so just so you know, most likely, I think all the stock most likely gonna visit the 100-day moving average here on the weekly chart. Okay, I'm not sure why I have so much line in here, but just so you know, Apple is in a downtrend right now. It broke the uptrend. You could see just a double top here, right? And then now it's just breaking down. All right, just so you know, Apple goes, the market goes, because it has a lot of things. And then NVDA, this is the weekly chart, broke short-term uptrend here, as you can see, and then now it's just breaking, and then now is as one of the major support level here. We'll see where it goes, and look at the daily chart. This setup doesn't look good. It didn't bounce up here. If it does bounce up, it's probably gonna hit there's a resistance level, but they decide to stay around this level. I think it's gonna go lower. All right, the way it is set up, and here are the support. So right now it's at this very strong support. All right, but probably will lower. Okay, let's talk about Tesla. I mean Tesla chart doesn't look good. Look at this, right? So the short-term uptrend is done. It broke this, right? It broke this uptrend line, and then it's retested here again, but it's fell, and then now it's moved down to the low here. At this point, I think maximum is gonna bounce up. To be honest, 800 max, 800, and then it's gonna drop down, because right now I don't see a catalyst for this. Bitcoin down, problems manufactured in Shanghai, in China, and then increasing prices. People are not having money to spend. I don't know. I think this is gonna be a problem. And Twitter, so you see here, a weekly picture. This setup down here, bear flag, most likely gonna go continue the same measure move down. Probably gonna reach 450 easy. 450 is definitely in the target, but like I say, most of them we will visit probably the 100-day moving in the weekly chart. Okay, look, you see, every week I go over this. You see it, right? Very low volume as AV high. That's a danger move, and now we have possible increase in up selling down volume. When we break this level 500, it's gonna be a problem. Just 500 is in the long run right now, maybe a few months from now. All right, not just right away. Amazon, same setup. Right here didn't make a low, but it's it run up before the split here and then go down. Same thing with Google Play. You could set it up and then just give it all up. At this point, Amazon is a discretionary play. So I think we're gonna make a lower move here. We set up, look at bigger picture distribution all this time, right? A whole year. Now we start breaking down. This is a bear flag. Okay, we're gonna continue. Maybe $81. That's where I think it's gonna be. And then look at this uptrend line, right? It's broke. Okay, $80. Let's take a monthly chart here. Okay, look, monthly chart. This is the worst case scenario, right? It broke the monthly uptrend channel. So this is bad for Amazon. So I'm not sure what's going on, union, all this crap. A lot of headwind, but it's broke this long-term uptrend. So I think it has way a lot to go down here, and then it's consolidated right at this major support level right now. But it's go under that. I think we have a problem with Amazon, to be honest. All right. Facebook, I don't want to go over it, man. Facebook also broke the long-term trend line, so I mean, right now, maybe that's all I'm going to go over. Okay, quickly. So long-term trend line broken, and then this drifting, it's going to move. This is a down the waterfall movement. Let's continue. All right, not going to talk about that. Netflix, I mean, at this point, Netflix is drifting. I think it's going to make another low. Look at this volume right here, sideways bear flag with a very low volume, and then the selling volume. This is not really selling, it's actually buying last week on the weekly chart. All right, but it will go lower. Okay, I say 130 something, right? That's my projection value wise. Yeah, I think we see 134. I say that seemed like a month ago, away for 134. That's where the projection. I mean, worst case scenario, it broke that. Also, look, that's a long-term trend line. It broke that. That's gonna be a problem. It broke this, $100. Okay, easy. All right, so that's the Netflix, and look at financial here. Financial is doing bad. And as you see, it's continuing to go down. It's worse than the general market itself. So like I say, this is the leading indicator for a recession, because it's doing worse than the market. Okay, worse is not a word, I'm sorry, but doing worse. And then it's already reached this COVID 2020 high here, and then now it reached the 50 days. I think it has more downtrend here, so maybe I should just add in support level here. So next level maybe around $27. All right, so that's the thing. But the thing is, it is still intact, right? The long-term trend line here. Look at that long-term monthly. So even though it's go down to 27, it's still good. All right, just so you see. Next sector is the healthcare sector. Healthcare sector just giving up like really significantly too. Last couple weeks. Yeah, so it went and make a high, and then this just dropped in. So I'm not sure. Healthcare sector does have a major because it was holding up, and now it's broke under the short-term uptrend line here. So basically, like I say, probably this is going to be the zone here, the testing zone, because this is also the major support, and this also the covered high here, right? So that's where we're heading, guys. So all these sector, to be honest, everything's signaling a more downturn to me. So like that's why I say that the market is most likely going to reach the SPY, going probably 340, most likely, high chance by the end of next month. Right, so that might say, and then like if you watch my previous like a month, I called this out a few weeks ago already, that we will break this, because as a chance rate, this was a good trade. It broke down significant and it was cheap. The put for these things was really cheap. All right, and I did have a position on it. I still have multiple positions on this. Maybe I'll do a video on it, So just so you know, and then on the weekly chart, it's kind of broke this uptrend line here, and I think it has more lower to go. At least first target is around this 100-day weekly chart here, but look at the monthly chart, man. This look at this. Before 2008, look how much it dropped here. So think about it, right? We are just at the beginning of this drop. And look at 2008. I mean, I'm not sure how bad this is gonna be, but if interest rates start to rise and continue to go up, this shit gonna get murdered, man. Gonna get muck. All right. So just so you know, I mean, this I think has more downtrend to go here. All right. Energy at this point, I think energy top out, because when it broke this level, I was concerned. I say we could still move up, but it's harder because this support become resistant, and look how well it traveled, right? It come up the top and then it just give all the way up to the bottom. So at this moment, I mean, unless it's fall below 70, then I guess the uptrend is done. But right now it's in live support right now. I don't think energy is a wise sector. I don't think if we are going to recession, we are most likely at this moment. So I think that's why this thing is signaling. This is signaling right now that we are going to recession. All right, the energy demand probably going to go down. So this is setting up right now for that. And then right now on the weekly is still intact. And then if we do move down, most likely this area here, okay, because there is really no support. It will break this level. All right. And look at the monthly chart. Okay, look at the monthly chart, right? Before 2008 here, energy level, that's where it reached, right? Same level. And this one is some oil crisis, right? I don't remember exactly. Okay, so this is a exception, but it did reach the 2008 level here. So just so you know, that's the recession indicator, right? In some way. So just so you know, energy did reach that, not oil, but energy in general. So right now we have another indication, right, of a recession coming in. So just so you know. And then the semiconductor index here, I mean, it's still an uptrend. Long-term uptrend is still intact. It kind of broke this level. I mean, it has more room to go. This is a target, okay? Just in general, most of them is very similar, to be honest. And this is a weekly chart. I think it's gonna drip. Everything gonna break a waterfall. All right. So that's just a general market. And then let's go to one of the earning. Lannard here. This setup doesn't look good, but the only thing good about it is it's kind of extended now to the downside here. Unless the earning come out really bad, then I think we start drifting, because right now we make a low, like one low, two low, and then we sideways here for a while, for like a 2-3 month, right? And then we make a low. So I mean, if you do a measure move right down from up here down sideways, and then you could calculate it. It has significant downturn here if you do that. So at this point right now, at this level, I think this is going to be the first level here. Around this level, $57. That's where I think it might go next, and then we will see if inventory start to come out, people start to default, and unemployment start to rise. This gonna have a long way to go down here. And then let's take a monthly chart here. Oh, monthly chart is pretty good. Like before, like I thought 2008 that when it started dripping, but look at like the old time, right? Before 2009, before 2008 breakdown, we kind of broke down beforehand. We put in this head and shoulder right here, right? Head and shoulder setup on the top, and then we drift, and then we make a bear flag here, and then we continue to drift. So right, 2008, this signal beforehand. All right, so right now we're just in the beginning. So at the landmark here, so we have much more. We possibly have a long way to go, maybe $40. All right, so right now I wouldn't recommend to play. If you want to play to the downside, you can, but maybe just wait. Wait for it to bounce back up here to this level, because when it bounces back up here to this level, this is going to be resistant. If it does somehow a decent earning, but the next quarter level, next earning, that might be bad. So you could strategize your play here. I wouldn't play the earning right now. I'll wait and see what happens. Unless you want to just have extra money in play. Hey, this is not financial advice, okay? I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so basically that's one play, to wait for it to bounce back up here and then short it. All right. Next one we have Winnebago. Winnebago is like those I forgot those big caravan. The chart doesn't look good right here, but like I said, the Thor did pretty decent, and it bounced up and then it went down again. So right now, I mean, it held the support. The setup doesn't look good, to be honest. It might make if the earning come out bad, it's gonna make a lower leg. Right now, it holds the support right here. But I think eventually this is gonna go shit, because it's too expensive to buy gas right now, and then who travel in this inflation environment at this point also, with those I don't know what it's off my head right now at this point, but just so you know, this doesn't look good. More to the downside for me, if anything. KB Home looked very similar, but the only thing that's with KB Home is quite significant drip here. I mean, people kind of like price in already at this point. The way it look is price in. So right now, just wait. If it bounce back to this level, the resistance, and so very similar setup to Lennar, right? And then weekly, down, sideways, now gonna make a downturn. Target maybe around $18-19 or lower. Uptrend is still intact right now, just so you know. So basically, this setup look a little bit different, right? For it's very similar to before 2008 here. All right. So that's the thing. And then the Darden restaurant here. This is a monthly chart, right? Uptrend is still intact at this point. But look, the distribution, right? The whole freaking 4-6 month. Let's take a weekly chart here. So it took like nearly a year just sideways consolidate here once it move up, but it's already broken that part, right? And now it just start breaking down here. It already reached the 200 days moving average on the weekly chart. So at this point right now, I believe, to be honest, like I say, I believe the breakdown. The target is probably going to be around until next month. Okay, maybe until next month, probably $92, $90. Look at the way it moved right now. The setup. It make a lower low, bounce back up right here, probably go sideways, waiting for the result, and then if it come out bad, it's gonna break down. At this point, this look bearish, in the down channel. If it does move up, to be honest, it come out good, it might go up to 120. And to be honest, if it does come out good, I'm gonna short it. And just so you know, I do have a short position on this. Okay, so I am biased. All right, and that wasn't a financial advice, just so you know. All right, and the next one we have Accenture. Accenture look very similar here, and the way it's set up, all this chart look very similar. It's probably gonna break if the earnings come out bad, So right now, they are, like I say, target 50 days moving average, 200-day moving average on the weekly chart. Okay, so next the level right now is around here, 250. Okay, so the thing. So don't play earning on events unless you could set up somehow. All right, let's talk about FedEx. FedEx here did bounce up very significantly when they come out with that dividend raise, give confidence boost. But the thing is, right? Look at this, right? Look at this. This whole setup right here look very bullish, right? This is a falling wedge, but the problem is I don't see a resolution for this. Okay, they try to make this high here, but the thing is when it reached this this breakout level, it did penetrate it, and then it put in this freaking like bearish candle right here with a long ass wick, and then we have this you know, this basically this not a shooting star, this whole three candle here, this is a bad formation. All right, so it break this line here, that means it's bad. So at this point right now, I'm not sure how FedEx gonna do. You know, I don't know why they increase the dividends. To be honest, I don't. I mean, unless they found some way to do, maybe they found a way to use water instead of gas. You know, to fuse their fleet or whatever. But at this point, I think they're still bearish. I'm not sure how. I don't use FedEx, so I don't know if they increase the fee or not. But right now, look at this. It's support right at this this level right now, right? So that's why this support was so strong. But I believe it's gonna break under, and we're gonna see minimum 180, minimum 180. All right. So right now, that's where I see FedEx. I don't see a bullish case for this yet until oil drop, which probably by the end of the year, and then. Well, depend if company have money to ship out and people have money to buy things. So I don't know. Like in the long run, at this point, you know what? I'm gonna short this. I have a short in UPS. So just so you know, I have a short position in UPS. So I think this is actually a good setup for me to short. Not a financial advice. So just so you know, that's what I would do for FedEx. All right. So for now, if you want to play the downside, maybe don't set up like a short. Play it longer, maybe month out or 2 months, depend how you want to set your short on your option. Or if you have money to play on a thing, then you could buy the share and then buy a upper call to protect it, you know. So you know, depend if you want short it and then buy upper call to protect the position. All right, so not a financial advice, just so you know. Alright, and this is Smith & Wesson here. This looked bearish to me, but usually all this, once the shooting incident happened, people start rush out and buying guns because they're afraid the legislation gonna change and they won't buy guns anymore. So I'm not sure on this earning. They might do decent, to be honest, because we had a lot of shooting for the past month, which is crazy. I don't know what the hell is going on, to be honest. Don't know. I'm kind of scared to live in this country. I'm afraid to be in gathering because they're shooting everyone. I live in Philly, all right? Goddamn. Dangerous shit, bruh. And in the ghetto, all right? Just so you know. I put my life in danger here talking to you guys. Okay, so joke on the other side, it did make a lower low here, and I think it's might gonna go lower unless, you know, buy now pay later gonna be coming apart, and then, you know, other stuff. We do have a gap here to fill, so most likely I think it's probably gonna go lower, and then we will see after that. But at this point, I mean, I don't know, man. I watch some of these videos on YouTube, those scary videos. They're gonna, like, you know, you better, like, when shit hit the fan, you better have food, you better have guns, you better have gold and silver shit. I don't know. I'm very debating, you know. I have a piece, but still, man, these guys scared the shit out of me, man. But right now, look at the uptrend, right? Uptrend is still intact, a monthly uptrend. So, you know, we are still decent. But I mean, $10 maybe, and we'll see what happens. But right now, I think gun is still bullish at this moment because of all this legislation. That, you know, no, people are crazy, man. People in America are crazy, man. Fucking, I'm sorry, but shit. Alright, so I wasn't about to talk about BlackBerry, but, you know, right now the setup doesn't look good to me. I mean, this might be a high low and then it's break up. It does have some value, I guess, because of the pattern, I believe. I don't know much about BlackBerry because, you know, it's done after the 2000, I guess, the early 2010, I guess. I'm not sure. Uptrend, I mean, broken. I mean, it's going to probably test the low here. we'll see what happened. But at this moment, I don't know how to look at the monthly chart, right? The low is all the way here. Now it break the support, the 2000 low to come in, and then all the sort of squeeze and shit. So might probably go back to like $3. All right, depend how it go, but that's probably the target. All right, next, and then we have the Carnival Cruise here. I'm shocked to look at this monthly chart here. I didn't expect this, right? This is a COVID low, right, around $8. But that is the lowest it has been. I thought, like, 2008 would be a problem, right? 2008 right here, it went down to $14. But COVID, I mean, I guess people would never to cruise again. It went down to $8, and right now, it went down as low. So I like, wow, can it make a lower low? That's crazy, right? Because right now, people are not spending on shit. I don't think cruise is something they want to go. Monkeypox, I mean, not a big deal, to be honest. That's a little bit different. But right now, it's already make the drift. This is what I afraid on the major index, right? All this big thing. 1, 2, 3. 1 low low, 2 low low, 3. Start drifting. That's what I'm talking about. Waterfall. So right now, I guess that's gonna be the target, $8. So don't play this shit. It has no backwind here. All right. Last but not least, here we have the COMEX. COMEX setup doesn't look good either. It did this channel and make a high, but the problem is here the high come with low volume, especially if you do the channel, right? This is also a high from this channel, right, with low volume. So it makes 2 consecutive high here with low volume. That's why it dropped down here. And right now at this point, I don't see a big catalyst for this because spending is temp and then gas and all that shit. So I think it's make a low leg here, and we will see how low it's gonna go. So because it did have the short squeeze and shit, right? I believe COMEX, and then now, oh, it didn't. Maybe a different stock, but it looks lower. So right now, if you want to set up to play a lower low, depend how the week could set up. That's a possibility, but that is not a financial advice. And since that is the last stock, I think we come in the close for this video. Thank you for watching. If you do watch this video this end, I think you're a freaking awesome supporter. But anyway, thank you if you do watch this video, and good luck trading. Okay, bye.